everybody, Mike Iaconelli here to talk about the Rapala DT series, the Dives 2 series. Everybody knows I love this bait. In my opinion, the DT series is the most versatile crankbait ever created. It's good for every season, winter, summer, spring, fall. It dives down quickly. It's got the perfect vibration, the perfect sound, and now with the Ike's ink colors, we've got the perfect colors. You know, for me, it's the kind of crankbait that literally can cover every scenario, from different seasons to different water conditions to different water temperatures. It's the kind of bait that I could have in my boat and literally cover every scenario. We start out with the regular DT series and we go from a DT4, you know, all the way up to a big bait like a DT20. The regular DT series for me is the best all-around bait. And the thing I look for when I'm picking the 4 versus the 6 versus the 20 is I want to pick the bait that runs as deep or deeper than the water that I'm fishing. So if I'm fishing 9 foot of water, it's obvious I want to go to a DT10. I want to pick the model that runs as deep or deeper than the water that I'm fishing. And then we've got a series called the DT Flat series. We've got a DT Flat 3 and a DT Flat 7. And the DT Flat series for me is the bait that I'm going to pick when the water's a little bit colder. I'm also going to go to the DT Flat when the water's a little bit clearer and I want that little bit tighter of a wobble. The next series we have is the DT Fat series. We've got a DT Fat 1 and a DT Fat 3. And that DT Fat series is a fatter bait and it's got a little bit wider, bigger presence in the water. And without a doubt, I'm going to go to that style bait when the water's warmer. When that water temperature starts to get into the 70s, 80s, even in the 90s, and I want that bigger presence in the water, I go to the DT Fat. And then the last one, this is a real sleeper for me in my arsenal, is the DT Thug. And the DT Thug, if you look at it, it has a really severely angled bill. And the DT Thug, and the name implies it, is when I want to thug into the cover, when I want to really dig into the cover, that's the kind of bait that I'm going to use. Hey, if you like to crankbait fish, if you want a series of baits that cover every different scenario you can think of, try all the DT series and you're going to catch more bass.